Sure.
I'm here with the family.
Price, XXV, Double I,
Rome.
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
This is the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what it is. Your favorite sports show. Gas presents Sports for the Culture. I'm tonight's host, your boy, you're in Rome 22 on all socials as always, man. And I'm going to go ahead and let the fellas introduce themselves so we can get into it tonight. I'm going to start with the top right.
T-Buggy, man. Wash your ass, wash your ass. I wasn't expecting to go first. I rarely get to go first. That's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling. But, yeah, man. Gas Elite head coach, you know what I'm saying? High school season has started, so hey, this is a great time for a guy like myself. But yeah, let's have some good conversations tonight, fellas. My Niners got to win. That's a topic. We talk about my Niners.
Yeah, I think they're on the docket tonight. We'll get into the 49ers.
What about me coming back and pick them? That's on the docket too, right?
Yeah, that was actually why you got to go first, my guy.
Okay.
I had to give you some type of love. You finally made it on the graphic.
All right, a little respect with my name. I got it. Thank you.
Top left.
Hey, my man said he never got to go first. You always going second or last, huh, my boy? See, I was always getting to go first, man. You know, not taking no leftovers over here, man. But at Price XXV Double I, aka Mr. Big Leaguer, man. Missed last week, so I'm excited to get into it this week. And shout out to T, bro. He did say he was gonna come back into Pick'em. Miraculous comeback, I must admit.
Yeah, man. You definitely came back from the bottom.
Bro was getting done dirty with the first 7-8 weeks. So
it was bad. It was definitely bad. Bottom right.
What kind of bullshit is this? We talking about this 5th place ass motherfucker. I'm in 1st place in the pick'em. Let's talk about that comeback. Oh, bitch, whoever your man's was that was talking crazy. Y'all never gonna catch me. Call this bitch ass. Call him. And you see, if you're gonna go first, you're gonna let somebody go first. Let the person who's in 1st place go to first, and make the 5th place person go 5th. And there's only 4 of us.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Hey, Philly fan at its finest right here, man. They're the angriest 1st place people I think I've ever seen in my life.
Nah, because you shouted him out. We gonna let him go first because his comeback. Like what? What about my comeback? Crazy.
Nah, yeah, no, Scruff has done his thing on the pick'em as well. I'm not gonna lie, man. But
man, yeah, I know Scruff letting AI pick all his picks, man. Scruff ain't doing that. Into an AI chat bot.
No, I'm picking them joints straight off the cuff, bro. I ain't gonna lie, my strategy changed up a little bit though. I ain't gonna lie, I've been peeping what other people have been doing. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tweaking. One thing about me, Bryce know this: I'm always improving.
Hey man, I think I got me a pick'em championship under my belt, man. I'm just gonna hold that one tight.
Nah, you might need to, man, because that pick'em league is tough, bro. I seen people go from the top to the bottom, back to the top. So it definitely
matters. We all suck. Because
I bet you do think it's tough, Ron.
Hey man, I was at the very top for like 2/3 of the season, bro. I'm having a bit of a collapse here.
Hey, Rome said, "Yeah, that pick'em league is tough." Yeah, I bet it is, buddy.
The funny thing is, I'm in 1st place and I'm at 500, so that means everyone else sucks.
Long season, man.
Yeah, it's
I mean, bro, the thing about pick'em, bro, you gotta try to average
1st place.
You got 1st, but you gotta just try to average around 6 or 7, and if you can pop off one random 10, anybody pop off a 10, you right back at 1st. I mean, I was up there the 1st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd. I got a 10-point week. That's all it takes for one of those, man. You right back up there.
About how many weeks are you back?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a game behind you, buddy.
No.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that good. Your comeback isn't that great. You were just so low on the totem pole that getting to where you are is miraculous.
I just wanted to point out that like every pick counts in pick'em, and week after week, you guys blow a pick. Rome, Mr. Big League, Big Show. on the Commanders every single.
So what you're saying is I'm playing with a handicap. For
Yeah.
6 weeks I've been playing with a handicap.
Would be up.
Okay, you paying attention. You're paying attention because I do pick the Commanders every week. But that's a ritual for me, bro. I won the pick'em in the year we went like 4-12, and I was picking the Commanders every single week. All right, so that's a ritual for me, bro. I don't bet against my squad.
Okay.
Nah, yeah, we'll definitely
To my detriment.
Yeah, I mean six in a row is crazy work. That's 6 L's. But
Rome is due theory at this point, bro.
Nah, facts, man. You can only lose with so many, bro.
I can't stop now, bro.
Nah, we'll definitely keep everybody updated on the pick'em though, man. As it's been a crazy year, I'm interested to see how it finished. But let's go ahead and jump into some of these topics in the NFL. This past week was crazy. I think it was one of the better weeks I've seen in football in quite some time. There was a couple of performances that I was personally impressed by, and that was Josh Allen going for 6 tuds, 3 on the ground, 3 in the air, and Myles Garrett had 4 sacks. I think he had 5 sacks a couple weeks ago as well. He's been going crazy. But I was interested to get y'all's opinion on this, on who had the better performance, who was more impressive. Would you say Myles Garrett or Josh Allen? And jump off on that.
Myles Garrett. They just impressive. I don't know how many sacks he had, but the dude was a force. Ravens still won the game though, you know. But yeah, hell of a performance by Myles Garrett, bro. One thing about Myles Garrett, I got him in fantasy football. What up, Bryce? One thing about him is he might have a week where he doesn't do shit, and then he'll have like 6 sacks in 1 week. Crazy. But yeah, the Myles Garrett. Quarterbacks get all the love, man. So, Josh Allen had a great game, but like there's going to be another quarterback next week that's going to do the same thing.
Ooh, I don't know about that. The same thing. Six tuds in a game is hella impressive. I remember once upon a time Peyton Manning threw for 7. Josh Allen ran for 3 and threw another 3. Yes, I don't know if everybody can do that. Bryce, go ahead, jump in.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get the Myles Garrett love. I think it was a hell of a game by Myles Garrett, but I can't call you the most impressive if it didn't lead to a W. All right, it did not lead to a George W. And Josh Allen, on the other hand, 3 tuds on the ground, 3 through the air, 44 points on the board. Maybe it was 44, right? Like that's impressive, dog. And in a year where we've kind of been questioning like who's going to emerge as like MVP candidate. Game like that put Josh Allen right at the top, if you ask me. Not the top spot, but he's right in that mix now, just after that type of game. More impressive about Josh Allen is like, who was he throwing to this week? Right. And Keon Coleman was out, you know what I'm saying? Like, Josh Allen it don't matter. Josh Allen just wanted Dalton Kincaid out. Josh Allen, it don't matter. Like, he's still going to show up. He's still going to rise to the occasion. Definitely more impressed with Josh Allen, although I do think Myles Garrett played his ass off. But if Myles Garrett would have had the game-winning sack fumble for a touchdown or something like that, I would have gave it to him. But, I mean, they still lost.
Yeah, I mean, to Scruff's point, though, 4 sacks in a game, that's a season for some guys. So Myles Garrett essentially had a season's worth of sacks in one game for certain guys. But, T-Man, what would you say was more impressive, Josh Allen's 6 touchdowns or Garrett's 4 sacks?
Probably Allen, but Myles Garrett is just chipping away and just solidifying himself as a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest pass rushers of all time. I mean, the numbers he's amassing on that terrible team is nothing short of amazing. But Allen, man, at the end of 4 sacks, like Bryce said, 4 sacks and you didn't win. If you get 6 touchdowns, your percentage chance of winning a football game, very high. Very high. So we got to go Allen there, man. Defense wins championships, but points win games.
Yeah, points definitely win games, man. But let's talk about Josh Allen and the 6 touchdowns there, man. How impressive was that in y'all's eyes? Like, was this one of the all-time performances you've seen? Because I can't think of a time that I've seen a guy run for 3 tuds and also throw 3 tuds. I mentioned Peyton Manning throwing for 7 once before. I'm not sure if anyone's thrown for more. I don't have the record in front of me. But 6 tuds in a game, man, I think that's one of the all-time performances. Where would y'all rank that all time? Bryce, I'll start with you.
I don't know why I would rank it all time. I would really have to like go back and kind of look at some individual performances. But I mean, three on the ground is crazy, dog. Like 3 on the ground for a running back is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like then you pair that with 3 through the air. I mean, if I would have to say like all time performances that I've seen just from a quarterback or a player, I mean, I've seen some crazy performances from players, bro. I always think back to that Jamal Lewis rushing record game where he had like 300 yards rushing in that game or something crazy. That was kind of ridiculous. I wouldn't put it up there with like those type of games. But it's probably one of the more impressive offensive performances of the last, couple seasons. I mean, I can't think of anything that immediately pops out as like, yeah, I would say it's one of the more impressive offensive performances of the last couple seasons. I know like Julio Jones had a crazy game a few years back where he had like 260 in a game or something like that, something ridiculous. But yeah, this is one of the best performances I've ever seen for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we should sell Josh Allen short here, man. I think that was one of the better performances. T, I see you shaking your head. Let me frame it like this: is there another quarterback player right now that you think could put up similar numbers?
There's other quarterbacks that have done it already. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Not 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns, but even 2 is thrown for 6 in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like points are points. I don't care if you run the ball in or throw the ball in. Like, I don't care. That's 36 points. If a quarterback throws 7 touchdowns, that's 42 points. So the guy that has 42 points mathematically helped his team out more. I mean, it's impressive, right? Because like in Madden or fantasy football, maybe in Madden, my quarterback ran. Who cares? Points are points.
I hear what you're saying, and that's kind of why I brought this question up. Because to me, Peyton Manning throwing for 7 tuds is incredible, right? But to run for 3 of them and then to throw another 3, I think that puts a little bit more on you as an individual. Because to run those 3 in, like Bryce said, man, you don't even see running backs get 3 tuds in a game. So I mean, that's like some quarterbacks don't even get 3 tuds in a game through the air. So Josh Allen did both those things in one game. I don't know how many guys. Maybe Lamar you could throw in there. I don't know if everybody's pulling it off. Scruff, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm about to walk back my other answer. Yeah, Josh Allen's performance is very impressive. I think I kind of didn't realize how impressive it was because I was like, it just was very in flow, to be honest. And Baker had put up 32 points too, so I didn't even realize he had gone that crazy. Really, you asked a good question, Roman. That really would put it in perspective for me, because I had to hit the chat GPT and figure out what the best performances of all time were. And what I see here is that it's probably that one. But some worth mentioning. You guys are gonna like this one. Doug Williams, 4 touchdowns in 1 quarter in the Super Bowl. So I would say that's up there. I would say Alvin Kamara having 6 touchdowns in 1 game is also up there. That Jamal Lewis joint is definitely a memorable one too for me. I don't know. I was going to remember that one. But Josh Allen right up there with all of them because he got 6 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, 3 on the ground. The combo is what makes it very interesting to me. But I'm the type of guy where I respect when a quarterback can get rushing touchdowns and rushing yards and contribute to the game in ways that are not just with their arm. So I do think that is very impressive.
I gotta say one thing though, like Josh Allen did throw 2 picks. You know what I'm saying? So I think about like I still think for me like I can't if he would have had no picks and it was 300 yards passing and 40 yards rushing, right? So it's not like the 6 touchdowns is what like stands out there. When we talk about, I sold Julio Jones short. My apologies, Julio. Julio had 300 yards receiving in the game. That's crazy, right? Like that's probably between that and then Jamal Lewis going for 295. And I think if I remember correctly, Jamal Lewis was close as shit to getting 300. He got like shoestring or something on one of them plays.
I thought did somebody get 301? I could have swore Jamal Lewis got like 301.
I think he had 290. I think he capped out at 295. But 295 on the ground is insane, bro. Like that means like, yo, Almost everything you touch, you breaking it. Like that's crazy, bro. To me, those are like the two best performances I remember of my lifetime. And I don't think Josh Allen's performance, like outside of getting 6 tuds, it just doesn't reach that level of like, oh my God, for me. You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely a fair point. Definitely a fair point. T, you got anything else before we move on to Josh Allen?
Yeah, man, I think y'all overrating it. I mean, Josh Allen accounted for less than 350 yards in that game. He had 40 rushing yards. Who cares that you ran the ball and you could have dumped it off and helped your receivers pay their bills. I'm not that impressed. Like I said, 6 touchdowns is 6 touchdowns. I'm not gonna take that away, but like it's not like you was running up and down the field all over them boys. And you know how I feel about Josh Allen, bro. Arsonist / firefighter. We don't
put too much emphasis on yards, in my opinion, because it's like, okay, you running up and down the field, but if you're not scoring, then what the hell are you doing?
Well, we don't need 6 touchdowns if we don't turn the ball over twice. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a good point.
And also the fact that you had to run for 3 touchdowns, let me know maybe you can't throw for 7. Because multiple guys have thrown for 7, multiple guys have thrown for 6. All right. So it's not like I said, you didn't account for the most all-purpose yards. Like people have ran the ball. Literally, people have ran the ball more than you have did everything. Run, throw, pass, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There are people that had more all-purpose yards. People, Adrian Peterson had a 360 all-purpose game before. You know what I'm saying? That's a running back. He had to get the ball from the quarterback. Quarterback's the first guy to touch the ball. So if a quarterback decides, I want to run the ball in, there's nothing anyone else can do about it. Nothing anyone else can do about it. So was it impressive from the fact that, all right, you were in a shootout, you battled, you beat Baker Mayfield, that's impressive. But like, to me, this ain't historic. This wasn't a playoffs. This wasn't a Super Bowl. This wasn't a must-win game. This was a average afternoon in a high-scoring game where the defenses kind of let the teams down on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, definitely not that all that historic. I'm with you. It's historic in the context of this season. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the best performance this season that we've seen. But like, yeah, like you said, I think AP the one that broke Jamal Lewis' record by like a yard. I think that's who I was confusing. I think AP almost got 300 and got shoestrings or something like that.
296.
Yeah, he broke it by 1 yard. And then yeah, I don't know, man. But I do wonder for y'all, like, how are we feeling about Myles Garrett and him being like, is he the best defensive player of this or our era? Like, is he over Donald? Is he over JJ Watt? Like, is he over like?
He's over Watt.
He's definitely over Watt.
Is he over? Okay, do we have to extend eras? Is he over Ray? Is he approaching Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Palomalu? Like,
I think we got to keep him in the
Von Miller. Like,
if you're talking about rushers, you're talking about defensive linemen, defensive ends. He might be the best defensive end I've ever seen in my life, and I'm since 1990.
But Scrub, I thought you made a really good point about Myles Garrett, and like, I ain't never seen a specimen of a defensive player, explosive defensive player to his level who gets blanked more often than Myles Garrett, bro. Like, it be games sometimes where it be like 0 sacks, 0 tackles, 0 pressure. So I'd be like, yo, what happened, bro? And I wonder, like, do we value the splash impact over the consistent impact? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when Myles Garrett goes off, he goes the hell off. But I don't know. I wonder what y'all feel like about him and like his standing all time.
Go ahead, T.
No, I think one of my favorite things about Myles Garrett is like he's typically just as stout in the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys don't want to run the ball his side. He's not just an edge rusher like some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? When I think of some of the names above him, DeMarcus Wares, Julius Peppers, Kevin Greens, I just think pure pass rush with Garrett. I feel like that's a guy you can slide inside to play D tackle. You know, just a all around great defensive lineman. And even with Donald, like Donald's an interior guy. I don't know what he would look like on the outside too much. I think Myles Garrett is just like the ultimate prototype. Big, fast, physical. He's blocked kicks. To me, as a specimen, it's probably only him and maybe Peppers. I felt like Peppers was a physical and Curse. They called him the freak, but like this generation is Myles Garrett and nobody else.
Man, if you put him next to her Curse, he they might be changing nicknames for real because like you know what I'm saying. Javon Curse looked pretty regular standing next to Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is a freak.
Myles Garrett is a monster.
He got muscles on top of muscles. Like it's different.
Now, what I was gonna say, the hard thing to judge Myles Garrett on is unlike most of the people that y'all named, like Myles Garrett's stuck on the Browns, like they don't win. So you almost have to like go out of your way to like notice Myles Garrett sometimes because the Browns ain't never on no prime time. They're not winning, so they're not being talked about. So unless you're making an effort to watch a Browns game or to check out the highlights or the tape or whatever, then you're not even gonna notice Myles Garrett nearly as much as you would if the Rams started winning. So all of a sudden everybody and their mama knew Aaron Donald was that good. But it's hard to be an all-time great on to y'all's point earlier. Y'all picked Josh Allen because his team won. Myles Garrett didn't get the game-winning sack. So like whenever you're on a losing team, that hurts your star as an individual.
All right, real quick. I want to play a quick lightning round game with y'all real quick, man. I'm going to name a defensive lineman, and collectively y'all got to tell me yes or no, is Myles Garrett better than this guy, yes or no? All right. So yes, if Myles Garrett is better than this guy, no, if he's not. Warren Sapp.
Yes.
Ooh.
No.
What you got, bro?
I said yes, he's better than Warren Sapp.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. John Randall.
No.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yeah, you naming interior guys, bro. But
I was just naming guys. Y'all telling me that, Myles Garrett line up everywhere like we going D lineman.
All right. Listen, the caveat to some of this stuff is longevity. Most of the time.
No, I don't want to hit it. Just lightning round. No caveat. Yes or no? John Randall.
Yes.
Yes.
Michael Strahan.
Yes.
Yes.
Julius Peppers.
Yes.
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 Julius Peppers, in my opinion, could have been better.
JJ Watt.
Yes.
Yes, but that's close.
TJ Watt.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Charles Haley.
Yes.
Oh my God.
No.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no on that.
Dwight Freeney.
Yes.
One-dimensional
One-dimensional defensive lineman. He's just a pass rusher.
Yes. Yeah,
last one, man. Y'all better get this shit right. Reggie White.
No. That's where the line stops.
All right, cool. At least we all agree there, man. I don't know about Dwight Freeney. I don't think he's better than Dwight Freeney yet, man. Best spin move in the history of the NFL, dog.
Dwight Freeney against the run was not good. Matter of fact, he was a liability against the run.
The difference between Myles Garrett and Dwight Freeney is winning teams. Like Myles Garrett ain't gonna get no clutch playoff sack, no like memorable like Myles Garrett need a new team, man. He should have left Cleveland when he had the chance.
Hey man, folks was trying to trade for him, but they wasn't trying to give him up.
I mean, I think like I said, Myles Garrett, man, can play the run as well as anybody you've ever seen. But when I think about some of these other guys, they are consistently in the backfield. I'm talking hits, hurries, knockdowns, tackles for loss. I'm not sure if Myles Garrett has that as a pure rusher. But like I said, I think as an all-around rusher, I'm not sure who's better. But as a pure rusher, I think that's when you talk Dwight Freeney, right? Dwight Freeney's going to get to the quarterback more than Myles Garrett. And in one game, if we put them both on the edge, no help, Dwight Freeney's in that backfield more than Myles Garrett. But if I'm an offensive coordinator and we got to run the ball, we're not running the Myles Garrett. We're running the Freeney side.
So one thing I'm about to say about Myles Garrett, yeah, like the Browns suck. But the fact of the matter is, for the last 2 seasons especially, they've been in football games solely because of Myles Garrett. For real. Like, and that's a lot, being a defensive end that makes your team actually relevant. Because, like, he was the single reason that they were in that game because Lamar Jackson threw 2 picks. He was wreaking havoc, bro. And
but
like I said, That was impressive to me because, like
Myles
I said,
Garrett, no,
that game is because of Myles Garrett, and a lot of the games, the reason they beat the Packers, like the reason they beat these teams, is because he's such a game changer that he can just basically stalemate your offense. And now all of a sudden, you're playing a 10-7 game against the Cleveland Browns.
I'm not sure that Myles Garrett's even the best defensive player, the defensive lineman of this era, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not sure all time I got him over TJ Watt right now, personally.
Well, I think I got him over Watt, but the problem with some of the names that are higher than Myles Garrett, all them boys got rings, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but let's just, like, even if we just focus on this era, bro, like, so we taking, you know, all the legends I previously named out of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really comes down to like the Watt brothers and Don.
Khalil Mack.
I think I'd take Myles Garrett over Khalil Mack, and then, you know, I got to throw Von Miller up there too.
Nick Bosa.
Nah, he ain't up there with them boys.
Bosa would be up there if he was on the field. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? He don't got enough body at work. But like,
I was gonna say, I'm not sleep on it, Bosa.
TJ Watt be getting sacks, boy. Like, TJ Watt be getting sacks. And you know another Bama that might be creeping up there eventually? That boy Max Crosby nice, dog. That boy Max Crosby nice. He might be the most underrated of them all right now in this era. But I think Myles Garrett probably the second after TJ. Von Miller, another one, bro. Is Myles Garrett really better than Von Miller? Like, aggregate pass rush, aggregate defensive lineman score, pass rush, everything taken into account.
I think the fact that Von Miller rings is the biggest difference.
Yeah, again, bro, it's the Von Miller I would put above Myles Garrett solely for the fact that Von Miller has that clutch factor that we may never even get to see if Myles Garrett has, because the Browns ain't in no real situations.
And also, Von, like I was trying to tell you, a lot of these guys have just been in the league much longer. Like, the only one, maybe Watt, didn't Watt come in with him and Myles come in the same year? Like, those are really the only ones you put head to head in stats, and it's fair.
Yeah. And, you know, another underrated pass rusher right now, so I can segue into the next topic, is the Broncos' Nick Bonito. I don't know if y'all boys are hip. Nick Bonito is a super underrated pass rusher. I don't think he's Myles Garrett level quite yet, but if he can put together some consistent seasons, he'll be in that combo. I bring him up to say the Broncos just beat the Chiefs, made the Chiefs fall to 5-5. We've talked a lot on this show about Kansas City, the dynasty, not betting against Pat Mahomes. At 5-5, currently out the playoffs, if it started today, I gotta do a temperature check, man. How y'all feeling about Kansas City and the Chiefs? Bryce, I believe you were the one that said they still had a shot at the division and you weren't counting them out yet. So I'll start with you.
Yeah, this is going to be a twofold answer, right? Because you are right about that. Early in the season, I'm actually on record saying that I thought they would run away with the division. And that's back when y'all was loving the Chargers. But now it's like the Broncos have emerged as the best team in that division. But before the season, let's not forget where y'all was before the season when we was talking about Pat Mahomes. I can't continue this conversation without mentioning this. Oh, y'all was throwing around that GOAT word, boy. Y'all was using it loosely. Oh, it's no question he's the GOAT. Now, how is he not the GOAT? Y'all was throwing Brady around. Rome, I'm looking at you, my boy. He was loving Pat. It was no question he's the GOAT. And, you know, at the time I was like, I don't know, dog. Like, if the Pat regression holds, he might really have a problem with his GOAT claim. Mm-hmm. And man, Pat is not the same Pat Mahomes, bro. And I don't want to point the finger at what it is, right? Because I think it's a myriad of factors. It's not just one thing. But this is not the same guy that we saw throwing, you know, damn near 5,000 yards, bro. It's just not the same guy, bro. We can point to the weapons. We can point to the regression of the defense. We can point to the regression of the running game. I think it's a lot of things we could look at. But it ain't the same Pat. And if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, I think that's a pretty big indictment on his GOAT claim.
Yeah.
Because Brady never missed the playoffs when he started healthy, when he was a healthy starter, bro. He ain't never missed the offs.
Yeah.
So we got the Chiefs missing the offs now? Because you
threw that out there. I mean, you said they was 5-5 at the end of the day. I'm just saying if they missed the off, I still think they'll make it.
A couple weeks ago, you told me they were still going to win this division.
Yeah, I think that was about the third week of the season. All right, but yes, I did. I did say they was going to run. I didn't just say they was going. I said they were going to run away with the division, and it's looking like I was. It looked like I was dead ass wrong about that.
Yeah, I'll say this, man. I might have to take one day and just go through and just watch all of our stuff and just start cutting up tape because I'm like, I want to run the tape on the fact that I said this earlier in the season after he was demolished by the Super Bowl champion Eagles defense. I said, you know what? Patrick Mahomes starting to show a little chink in the armor. I think that's what I said. I said, you know, one thing about goat is if you leave it on the counter too long, it smells rancid. It's disgusting. It spoils easily. Feel me? That joint need to go in the refrigerator immediately. So yeah, I think maybe the goat done gone bad, bro. Maybe it's a little spoiled. Maybe it's not what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. I wonder about Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he's as good as y'all said he was. You know, I think maybe he got exposed. With that said, I don't think they're going to win the division, but I do think that they're going to find a way into the playoffs. I do think that. Based on the division leaders right now, let's just say all the division leaders end up winning the division. We talking about the wild card. Obviously, you're going to throw the Bills in there. The other teams that are in the wild card contention is the Chargers, the Jaguars, the Ravens, and them. And quite frankly, I'd put my money on them. I'm taking them over the Jags. I'm taking them over the Chargers and their horrible offensive line. So I think that's what they do. They catch up with the Chargers and they get that wild card spot.
Yeah, I don't know if they catch the Chargers. I can see it, but I definitely think they'll get in over the Jags. I actually think the Chargers and the Jags can fall out the playoffs. But let's keep it focused on the Chiefs right now. Bryce, man, you're wild for putting the blame on Pat Mahomes for the reason that they're 5-5. I mean, dude is still top 5 in passing yards, top 5 in passing touchdowns. So if you're regressed to top 5, that's insane. To me, you're still in the GOAT combo. T. How are you feeling about the Chiefs at 5-5 right now?
I mean, the guy's still a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we look at all the bubble guys, do you really like Trevor Lawrence to hold that spot at 7? No? Okay, me either. So I think the Chiefs do get in. The problem is, right, you would need the Chargers and Jaguars to drop out if you want Lamar and Pat to get in. You know what I'm saying? I think most people think Pat and Lamar have a shot. So you need Herbert and Sunshine to get out of there. I can see one of those guys getting out of there for sure, but both, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think the Ravens gonna win that division though. That's the thing.
All right. Well, you know, like I gotta ask you, Ron, because you know I know you're a Pat. You love Pat. All right. I gotta ask you, like, what do you think? What do you think that the Chiefs are missing as a team? Like, if I can't blame Pat, because y'all love to tell me how quarterbacking is, you know, the wins are a quarterbacking stat, right? So I get he's top 5, in, you know, in passing yards. I get that. We ain't top 5 in record. So, like, what is it as a team that the Chiefs are missing the most? If I can't put this record on Pat.
Nah, I mean, I would put the record on Pat. I would. The reason I asked the question though is because the Chiefs, they still got a top 10 defense as well, bro. Like, we can say they regressed because of their record, but when you look at the team, they're still very talented. That's why I asked the question, like, what is the problem with the Chiefs? Obviously, Bryce would blame Pat, and I would say the same because, you know, at the end of the day, the quarterback has to find a way to just get it done. When there's not that many things to point to, but I don't think it's over yet. I think they just had, you know, a rough start, a rough first 10 games. I think they could easily run off a good amount of games to still be one of the top teams going into the playoffs.
Man, well, I think I know what it is about Pat.
I think I do too.
Okay, well, let's see if we thinking the same way, because and I know a lot of people like to point at the running game, right? But I'm gonna tell you straight up, Pat ain't ever really had no elite running game. You know what I'm saying? But what he did have for many, many years was an elite receiver. All right. And I like Rashee Rice. Hell, I like Xavier Worthy. I even like Hollywood Brown. But none of them boys are elite if you ask me, bro. And quite honestly, the Chiefs falling out of the playoffs this year might be the best thing for Pat's GOAT claim because they can draft one of them boys like Carnell Tate or my man Makai Lemon from USC and get Pat. Try to find Pat an elite receiver because I think you pair Pat with an elite receiver, it's over. But how many times have you seen Pat just like overthrow somebody this year? You know what I'm saying? Looking for that deep ball. Like them same deep balls that Tyreek Hill used to run under and make them Jones look like perfect passes. Tyquan Thornton is solid, chasing down the deep ball, but he don't always get to it, bro. And I feel like that's what the Chiefs are missing the most, and that's what Pat's missing the most to be his like most elite self.
Yeah. My answer is a little different. I think what they're missing is a little help from the refs. That's the difference. That's the difference, bro.
They're not getting that Eagles love this year, huh?
No. We're getting it, and they're not. That's what it is. We're getting the same love they were getting last year. You feel me? So, like, that's what's going on, bro. They're not getting the assists from the refs. That's the difference. Last year, he played like shit, too.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Top 5 in passing yards and top 5 in passing touchdowns, and they say you play like shit, man. It ain't easy being one of the goods.
It's like movies, bro. It's like movies. Expectations. When you go in, all right, look at this. So when you go into a movie and you have no expectations, you go in there, you see it, cool. Now you go in there and you say, okay, no, this movie is one of the best movies of all time. The GOAT movies. And you go in there and you watch it, the shit's not that good, or it's not GOAT, they're gonna say, man, that shit was a disappointment, man. That shit let me down, blah, 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 blah. And that's the problem with the Packers. You build him as a GOAT, so he can't be top 5. He needs to be top 1. That's the only answer. That's it. If he's not top 2, top 1, top 3, you're not top 5 as the GOAT, bro. I'm sorry. You're Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's been top 5. He damn sure ain't no GOAT. So
dang. No love for Pat so far, man. The season ain't over though. We'll revisit this. Hey, real quick though, I want to get y'all's thoughts on some of the upcoming games going into this next week. We talked about Josh Allen earlier. We talked a lot about the Texans trying to sneak into the playoffs, just much like the Ravens. I believe they're still at 5-5, so they still technically have a shot. But they got to win against Buffalo on Thursday night. So what do y'all think about this game on Thursday night? Jump ball.
Texans gonna get cooked. Straight up. Texans gonna get cooked. But I've been saying they've been playing valiantly, man. They've been fighting back. They've been playing well. But I don't see it.
Texans have the number 1 defense in the league right now.
Really? Yep. Well, doesn't matter. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose, man. They're gonna lose, man. Let's see how that number 1 defense does against your golden boy, Josh Allen. Mr. Best performance of the season. Let's see what happens. We'll see what's happening. The best performance of the season goes against the number 1 defense. They ain't gonna be number 1 defense after next week.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Josh Allen does against the Texas defense and how the Texas defense holds up against who I think is probably number 1 in MVP race right now. T, man, what are your thoughts on Buffalo and Houston?
Primetime short week, man. Better team wins easily. Maybe if you get D'Amico a week to prep for Josh, that number 1 defense might mean a little bit more. But I just think on a short week with a quarterback that can improvise and just has a little bit more command of the offense, I think the Bills. What's the line then? I mean,
Bills by 3.
Okay, so Vegas thinks it'll be close. All right, I don't, but I like the Bills there.
I'm not sure. Is CJ back for this game?
If
CJ's back, then I think that makes it a little bit closer than if it's Davis Mills out there. But Bryce, what are your thoughts on that?
Nah, I agree with you completely, Rome. If CJ's back, they got a much better shot. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Davis Mills, and I'm also not liking what I'm seeing from the Texans' run game, bro. I guess Joe Mixon is never coming back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that.
Woody Marks had a week of looking like that dude. Every once in a while, Nick Chubb will break a 12-yard run. But, yeah, they need a run game badly, man. And I thought Woody Marks was going to break out and really help them along this season, but it just hasn't happened as much as I think folks that were hunting them fantasy waiver wires expected. Yeah, give me Buffalo. But I like it. I think it's going to be a narrow margin, though. T made a good point, like with the Thursday primetime games. And them joints are either like really close or blowouts. It feels like it's never in between. I'm gonna bet on this one being close.
Yeah, so I just looked it up. CJ has been ruled out with a concussion still. So I definitely lean towards the Bills, but I'm still with you though, Bryce. I think for some reason this game will remain close. I don't see Josh Allen putting up another 6 touchdowns or nothing crazy like that. The Bills tend to play down to their competition, I feel like. So I don't think they'll run away with this.
It'd be hard for me to trust a guy with 2 last names, man. Davis Mills. I ain't buying it.
I mean, he played all right last week, but yeah, we'll see, man.
He did play well. But Davis, somebody named Davis. Like, I don't know. I just can't trust Davis.
Sure.
Another game I wanted to touch on right quick was the Buccaneers at the Rams, man. We got the Buccaneers at 6-4, Rams at 8-2. This is a big matchup in the NFC. Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford, both been in the MVP conversation as well. So, Scruff, I'll start with you on this one, man. I think they got the line at 6.5, and it's in LA.
I like it. That's gonna be a great game. I love that. 2 of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, man. Matt Stafford and Baker Mayfield, man. It's gonna be a great game, bro. I'd expect an explosive offensive game, bro. I'm gonna go with the Rams here because they're at home. Coming off of didn't they win last week? The Rams win last week? They lost last week.
No, they won, I believe. It was a close one.
Yeah. They beat somebody good, too, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah. The 49ers, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, I think they're going to keep that going. I think the thing about the Bucs is, man, the Bucs got a good team, but they're like that team that's good, but they're going to be in every game, but they're not really, really that good of a team across the board. Like, they're going to fight, though. Like, so it'll be a close game. Baker's going to do what he do. But yeah, I think the Rams are gonna get them. Honestly, I think the Rams are playing great football right now.
Yeah, no, I lean towards the Rams here too. I think 6.5 is a little disrespectful to Tampa Bay though. T, I'm interested on your thoughts though, man. Being an NFC West fan, you like the Rams in this one?
I do. When I see teams that have similar offenses, I tend to make the defense a determining factor. Rams have the better defense.
Yeah, I would say that too. 6.5 is still steep though. So Bryce, what do you think?
I don't know. Scruff said Baker gonna do what he do. What does he do? I know you were president of the Baker fan club for the first 5 weeks of the season. Every week you were saying Baker's gonna win MVP. I told y'all. Well, last 4 weeks he's averaging about 180 passing yards. Only got to about 150 against the Saints. Kind of been downhill from there. Looked pedestrian to me last game. I feel like the Baker Mayfield fall off needs to be studied, bro. Yeah, maybe we could blame Mike Evans, but I don't know. Ibuka has emerged as a top-tier receiver. Look like them young guys are all solid receivers, Tez Johnsons and those guys. I'm not a Baker believer like some. When I look at this game, I'm just going frankly off who's the better quarterback, and I just feel like Matt Stafford is playing at a much higher level, bro. And for that reason alone, I'm going with the Rams.
Now, I will say this. I think the Rams are going to win the game, but if we talking about them points, bro, like Baker probably going to cook. He going to keep it close.
I don't think so. I honestly feel like the Baker Mayfield fall off has been drastic, bro. I feel like the last 4 weeks he's been trending down, bro. I mean,
I agree. I think part of the reason, let me defend myself here. I feel like part of the reason that I thought Baker Mayfield was in position to win MVP was because he had the best offensive weapons probably in the NFL. At least what I thought at the time. You know, with Mike Evans, Godwin, and Ibuka, right? Plus the running backs. They got 3 pretty good running backs. Like Sean Tucker just went crazy last week. He's the 3rd running back on that squad. So they got a good squad, bro. But once Mike Evans went down, Godwin ain't been able to play like the whole season, bro. So really, you got Ibuka and the other dude, and they both rookies, man. So like, yeah, Ibuka played well. Yeah, he playing above his years and all that. But like, man, he lost a lot of his weapons. So it's not the same team. You know, it's not the same fully loaded. You know, it's not that anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, before they had like a Thanksgiving table kind of option. You know, right now it's looking like they got coleslaw and some French fries type shit.
Yeah, one thing about Baker, man, he definitely needs a full assortment of weapons, I think, to cook. Moving on to the last game, though, that I wanted to touch on real quick, a former Baker Mayfield team, the Carolina Panthers got the 49ers. They go to San Fran on Monday Night Football next week. This is a very interesting game to me because the Panthers are – I don't think anyone had the Panthers in the mix at the beginning of the season. I think a lot of people had them, you know, in the bottom of the league still. So they're here. They're trying to make some noise, but the 49ers, a known commodity, are standing in the way. So they got the line at 6.5. It is in San Fran. Man, are y'all going to run through these boys?
We can't run through anybody. No. Jacoby Brissett just threw for 450 on us. and yeah, like, bro, the 49ers defense, we can't rush the passer. So if we're going to win, it's going to be a high-scoring game. I can't. The Panthers, though, what a difference a running back makes, man. Adding Rico Dowd to the mix, man, just changed their offense tremendously. You know, and I think a young quarterback probably appreciates seeing teams have to stack the box and getting some one-on-ones to your big receiver. I like what the Panthers are doing. I think the 49ers do beat them. You know what I'm saying? I just think the 49ers as an organization is not going to lose to the Panthers as an organization. But it is what it is. Like, if Toyota builds a race car, Mercedes builds a race car, who are you betting on? I don't care about the histories. I don't care about the track records. Who are you betting on? We're going 49ers, man. Football royalty.
Yeah, he just disrespected the whole Carolina, bro. Bryce, man, who you like in the Carolina game?
T makes a compelling point, especially when you say like organization versus organization. Well, you know, earlier we were talking about who's had the best performance this season. And everyone was, you know, we loving Josh Allen from that offensive performance, but Bryce Young might have just had the best offensive performance of the season, low key. I mean, 447, 448, 3 tuds, no picks, spreading the ball around, bro. Throwing it from the pocket, getting outside the pocket, running when he has to. Rico Dowdle's been a good addition, but that was not a Rico Dowdle game we've been used to, right? That was like a 60, 70-yard game from Rico Dowdle. That not taking away that the team still got to stack the box to account for him. But, man, that was a Bryce Young coming out party, bro. Like, that might be the game that not only, like, jumpstarts, like, the Panthers for the rest of the season, but really jumpstarts Bryce Young becoming who we thought he could be coming out of Alabama. Man, I was impressed with that game. I watched a good amount of it, and I was just like, every time it was coming on the screen, it was just like, damn, like this dude balling, bro. Ball placement going crazy, dog. I'm talking about like the game. I think it was a game-winning tud, right? It was a game-winning touchdown, and he put that joint on the money, bro. Like, I'm like, to Ted McMillan at that, I believe. I'm like, dog, young boy on it, bro. I really believe that Bryce Young, we could be seeing the ascension of Bryce Young. I hated that they ever put Dalton ahead of him. I felt like they just needed to let him play through it. And he hadn't even eclipsed like 250 all season, I don't think, except one time early in the season. And now he throws for 450. Like, crazy work. Shout out to Bryce Young, man. I think we're about to start. We're going to see the start of something special.
You know, I agree, man. Bryce Young definitely had his coming out party this past week. And I don't know if I will go far enough to say that the Panthers beat the 49ers, but I will say that I'll put them on upset alert, and I like the Panthers to cover. Scruff, man, who do you like in this one?
Well, I want to tell what Bryce was saying about Bryce Young. You know, a lot of people counting him out, man. A lot of people counted him out. And personally, I think it was the best thing that ever happened to him that he got benched. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to hit the ground. You got to feel the dirt. You got to be down bad sometimes to really get yourself right. You know, I feel like the true measure of a man is not where he is when he's on the top, but when that shit done popped off and you all the way down bad, and now motherfucker, your girlfriend done left you. She out here with Tyrese Maxey, And you know, like you got Andy Dalton starting over you. You know, I don't know what Rod Wave said to him in that conversation, but he changed his life. Bryce Young is definitely the best game of his pro career last week, and I saw it early. You know, group chat is the reference point. After I saw his first touchdown, I said, "Oh, he in his bag today." I'll be watching Bryce Young. You know, I drafted him in fantasy football in the dynasty league over C.J. Stroud, and for years I thought I fucked up. You know, it wasn't until last week that I said, "You know what? I finally see exactly what Bryce said. I'm seeing what I saw on tape when he was at Alabama. I'm seeing that confidence. I'm seeing that poise. I'm seeing him stand tall in the pocket, even though he's short. I was impressed. Now, if the Panthers were at home in this game, I would absolutely be taking the Panthers. Panthers at home is one of the better teams in the league at home, but they're not at home. And you know my theory when it comes to the home and the road thing. So, like I said, a mediocre team at home is a good team, but a decent team on the road, not so much. So, like, I do lean towards the 49ers here. Purdy's back. Offense looked pretty good. I don't see Bryce Young, unless he has another performance like that, I don't see him going on the road and beating the 49ers. But I am happy with what he's done. Yeah, only way he beats the 49ers is if he has another game like that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it definitely will require another game like that, but I don't think it's out of the realm of the possibility because, like T has mentioned, 49ers ain't got no pass rush. So you give Bryce Young enough time, he might be able to carve him up a little bit, but I don't know about the Panthers stopping the 49ers offense. Not at home. So this might be as good as it gets for the Panthers. Y'all think, last thing on the Panthers, y'all think they can still make it in the playoffs?
Probably not. In the
NFC stack.
I don't think the Panthers are that good. I don't think Bryce Young's as good as you guys are saying either.
We didn't say he was that good. Just that he finally started getting together. That's all.
I think with what we're seeing is he's playing with a ton of more confidence. He used to look scared in the pocket. He's playing with crazy amount of confidence. If you watch that Falcons game, 90% of them throws were no real pressure. I expect NFL caliber quarterbacks to make passes with no pressure, getting the ball out quick, play action. The offense reminded me of some of the stuff that they run for 49ers quarterbacks. But like, there's no pressure, so I can't really see how good of a quarterback you are. I'm hoping he keeps ascending, but I don't. Just watching the tape, I was impressed with accuracy, not in confidence. The rest is, I don't know. I got to see more.
Didn't you say that you guys your pass rush is ineffective right now?
Yeah, but I think if I was a coordinator, we just stack the box and we'll blitz. I think our corners can cover their receivers one-on-one, no problem. I'm not scared of them one-on-one. So I think we just blitz the guy and stop the run and live or die. See if he can throw bombs in one-on-one coverage.
This is a big game for the Panthers. If they win this game, they are a playoff team. Well, they're a playoff caliber team. If they lose, they're going to be out of the playoffs for sure. It's a make or break game for them for their playoff hopes.
I'll tell you one thing about the Panthers, and one thing I'm realizing about like NFL team building in general. I think we was talking about this in the group chat, right? Like, what's the most impactful position on the football field, bro? And I was arguing at the time in the group chat that running back is more impactful than a shutdown corner, because I truly believe that, right? One of the reasons I believe that is because, like, if you have an elite receiver, I don't give a damn about your shutdown corner, bro. Straight up, I don't give a damn about your shutdown corner if you have an elite receiver and a quarterback who's willing to give him the ball, bro. And that's what the Panthers did for Bryce Young, bro. Ted McMillan, probably top 5 or 6 in receiving yards right now in the league, year one. Bruh is an instant elite, maybe not elite. Maybe I can't call him elite yet because he's a rookie, but instant top tier receiver, bruh. And you give a player like Bryce Young that, who was used to having that at Bama, right? Like, he always had that guy to throw the ball to, right? And he's got that again. That's major, bro. And if you are a GM and you are building a football team and you have a young quarterback and you're not getting him an elite receiver, you are selling him short, bro. So shout out for the Panthers GM. I don't know who their GM is off the top of my head. But shout out to their GM for making that call to get Ted McMillan. That shit's working out wonderfully.
Honestly, great GM. They've signed Rico Dowdell for like $3 million. That might be the best signing of the offseason.
Yeah, Panthers have made some quiet moves, man. Again, that's why I brought them up, because Bryce Young starts clicking. They can make some noise. This is a big Monday night game, right? The 49ers can't really afford to lose this one either if they have any playoff plans. The NFC West is stacked. So next Monday night, I think next Tuesday when we come back on, we'll have a lot to talk about from that Monday night game for sure, especially if it's an upset.
Let me say one more thing. Let's give a little flowers to the Panthers here. They have the same amount of wins as the Lions. So that's something.
Yeah, I definitely don't think the Panthers are a team that can just be slept on. J.C. Horn's a nice corner too. I mean, I think they could be a little bit better defensively, but like we said, this is their chance to really make some noise on prime time. Man, anything else anybody wanted to get off before we get out of here? All right, man. Y'all fellas know how we end each and every show. Sports for the culture.